Welcome. Let's take a look at our top story. Donald Trump's impeachment trial in the Senate is officially underway. Ceremony and controversy took center stage in Washington as new developments weakened the president's case. Let's take you through all the Senate proceedings from yesterday. Now, the first to arrive at the Senate were the House prosecutors. Led by Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff, the prosecutors presented and read out the articles of impeachment of the Senate.
Mr. President.
The Senate will be in order. The Senate will be in order. The majority.
Mr. President, for the information of senators.
According to the Constitution.
The formal opening of the inquiry was marked by the swearing-in of Chief Justice John Roberts. Now, Justice Roberts then issued the oath to all 100 senators to take part as jurors in the trial. U.S. Constitution lays out that the Chief Justice will preside over the entire trial. While all of these ceremonies were being carried out at Capitol Hill, a handful of protesters held demonstrations outside. A number of groups like Women's March and Rise and Resist took part in the protests. They were wearing T-shirts and carrying banners that read, "Remove Trump." The major flashpoint between the Democrats and the Republicans in this trial is about the introduction of new witnesses. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said that they have asked for 4 fact-based witnesses to testify.
We have asked for 4 fact-based fact witnesses and 3 specific sets of relevant documents. The witnesses are not Democrats. They are the President's men, his top advisors, who he appointed. The documents are not Democratic documents. They are just documents, period. Every Senate impeachment trial in our history, all 15 that were brought to completion, featured witnesses. Every single one.
There are already indications that the Republicans are not going to concede ground. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell called the president's impeachment a purely partisan performance by the Democrats. He accused them of handing out souvenirs once the articles of impeachment were adopted in the House.
House Democrats said over and over that they recognize the gravity and the seriousness of this action. And, of course, they had only come to it reluctantly. Well, nothing says seriousness and sobriety like handing out souvenirs, as though this were a happy bill signing instead of the gravest process in our Constitution. This final display neatly distilled the House's entire partisan process into one perfect visual. It was transparently partisan performance from beginning to end.
President Trump reacted to the trial by claiming innocence. He said that he was being impeached for a perfect phone call with the Ukrainian president. Now, Trump expects the proceedings in the Senate to move ahead rather quickly. Even as the trial kicked off, there were 2 major developments that dented the president's defense. The first came courtesy of a man named Lev Parnas, a close associate of Trump's lawyer Rudy Giuliani. Parnas made the explosive claim that Trump was aware of everything that was going on with respect to Ukraine and that the engagement with Ukraine was purely political and not in national interest. But Trump says he doesn't even know Parnas. He called the whole episode a hoax.
I don't know him. I don't know Parnas, other than I guess I had pictures taken, which I do with thousands of people, including people today that I didn't meet, but just met him. I don't know him at all, don't know what he's about, don't know where he comes from, know nothing about him. I can only tell you this thing is a big hoax. It's a big hoax.
Now, Lev Parnas himself has plenty of charges against him. Ukraine is probing Parnas for illegally monitoring the U.S. ambassador Marie Yovanovitch. Now, Parnas was born in Ukraine, and so Giuliani regularly used his connections while dealing with Ukraine. Last October, he was arrested while trying to flee the U.S. and indicted on charges of conspiracy. The other setback came at the hands of a nonpartisan watchdog called GAO, or the U.S. Government Accountability Office. In its latest report, the watchdog said that the White House's decision to withhold aid to Ukraine was a clear violation of the law.